miss any of this. So last year, as you know, a student spearheaded the idea of having a Latin American heritage mural. And because we were working with Missouri Arts Council with a renewable grant project, we were able to actually make that vision come true with bringing in Roberto and Linda and collaborating with a lot of folks out there in the community and people who have been part of our community and part of our school to bring that vision to fruition too. And Linda came up with the idea of the students come in here and they paint with them, so they're actually learning painting techniques.
Okay.
But in order to give students voice on this, the Latin American heritage mural, she came up with the cool idea of having students paint individual tiles that then border the mural. And so since we renewed the grant for this year, it just made sense to use the Latin American heritage mural as a prototype.
Okay.
And since we're doing the culture fair in the gym and in the whole school on March 22nd, it seems that now is a chance to showcase all the rest of the cultures from around the world.
Okay.
So we're going continent by continent. We have North and South America in the Latin American heritage mural. So there's a mural for cultures that are coming out of the continent of Africa, which we're talking 54 cultures and 54 countries, hundreds of cultures and languages, and there is a lot here, and often we tend to encapsulate it into talking about it like it's one country. That's a misconception. So we're doing the same thing, and we're also trying to bring in those connections that we have to specific people in specific parts of Africa, or who originated in specific cultures in Africa and have come here and have had some kind of connection to Lebanon schools or the Lebanon community or the local community. So for instance, last year, one of our other visiting artists, Abby Berhanu, is a St. Louis art educator. She also is an immigrant from Ethiopia. She came here when she was 9 years old, and when she was working with students here, she was talking about elements of her Ethiopian culture. We ate at an Ethiopian restaurant. We learned a lot from her, and I have a feeling that some part of what we learned from her or something is going to end up in the imagery of the mural. Somalia, right here I think they call it the Horn of Africa. We had a guest at the Culture Fair 3 years ago in Regalado, and we have, we plan on actually inviting her to the Culture Fair this year, and she's going to come and talk about immigrating to this country and working very hard and becoming a chemist and working on vaccines as a chemist. Enoch Kalimbo, an artist that we worked with during one of our past culture fairs, he has a batik tapestry hanging down the hallway. He's never been to this country, but he's an artist working out of Zimbabwe, and we were connected to him through a 1990 Lebanon High School graduate. And he was able to Skype with our students and show us his technique, and then he made our mascot and put it on the tapestry. Ibiyinka Aleo from Nigeria, right here. He's called the Ambassador of Art, and he travels to schools all over the country and paints with students. And he was here in 2018. He's actually one of the people scheduled to give the keynote at the Missouri Art Education Association's conference in Kansas City. So there is a chance that we might be able to bring him back here as well.
Okay. We
have an exchange student from Ghana. And we also had a Lebanon resident who worked for the city a few years ago from Ghana. They were also part of the culture fair. We have an exchange student, a former exchange student from Egypt that we've been communicating with and asking these people who are from those cultures and have that connection back to Lebanon, what would you like to see in the mural? And this year we have Maysam, who is from Tunisia. And so she'll be able to paint directly on the mural and add her imagery and her ideas about what she would like to see showing up in the mural. So those are just some examples of specifically how can we make those connections so it's not just an academic, let's look something up on the internet that we don't have a direct experience with.
So anyway, so this is going on right now. You're actually doing the painting now.
Yeah.
Okay.
The paint is still wet.
It's still wet. Okay, yeah. And I guess this is for will be for the event in March.
It's on March 22nd.
Okay.
And these are all like, Roberto can talk more about like, he constructed these to be mobile. And, you know, they actually can fold down, go out the door, be rolled down to the gym, and to be put up so that they'll be part of the festivities in the gym.
Okay.
And we're hoping that once the fair is over, since we're going to have these murals with each one will have 32 individual student tiles around them, times 4. We're hoping that we'll be able to install them permanently somewhere so we can continue to enjoy all the work and all the learning that can take place from looking at this and making those connections.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
The second one are cultures that are coming out of the continent of Asia. Vast undertaking. The third one, after we get back from break, will be Europe.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one is actually a combination of islands of the South Pacific and Australia.
And so you'll be doing those in addition to the Africa.
Okay. So there'll be 4 murals.
And 4
Each
murals.
mural will be the same dimension, and each one will have 32 student paintings going around it. Well, and we're also inviting people in the community to make contributions as well.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. So.
What did I miss?
You're amazing.
He's like, leave me alone.
No, Ms. Barker does an awesome job of helping bring in the resources of our community. And I want to underline the fact that it wouldn't be possible without funds through the Missouri Arts Council.
Absolutely.
And the Missouri Arts Alliance. We did several projects last year with the DEI and Delicious Dishes cookbook that was distributed throughout the community in collaboration with schools in St. Louis and Kansas City and Waynesville. And so one of our efforts is to really create a network of art and artists, and having professional artists like Lyndon Roberto here is like the pinnacle of that experience.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Well, and students are working with professionals, and so they're seeing what it looks like to have like professional grade work and a professional grade process.
Okay.
All
right.
Oh, and on that culture fair, we are always looking for people who have something to share that would like to be part of it. We're looking for performances, we're looking for artists, we're looking for guest speakers, we're looking for people who would like to display things in the gym of an educational nature. And we're also continuing our collaboration with Waynesville High School art students. So that's part of the National Art Honor Society.
March 25th.
22nd. It'll be the Friday before we go to spring break, but we're hoping to have Waynesville, there will be like what we call an art lock-in, where they will come here and they will be working with our students to make things for the culture fair, and we will also be going there. And all of this while these murals are going on, and who knows, some of the Waynesville students might get in on adding tiles and bringing in their cultural connections, as it's a much more culturally diverse community.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That was a lot.
It is. Ms. Barker used a lot of names. You might email her if you have any
I was
questions.
going to say
for
some
sure.
of the names you mentioned. I don't know. I might need to have those spelled.
No, that's totally
Because
fine.
that happens. I start writing, and that's the main thing. It's sticking. It's like, oh, I don't know how to spell that.
Hopefully it'll clean up my language as I'm stumbling over my words.
I try to do that. So I don't know if you guys have anything they want to be sure to add.
Definitely.
This is delicious.
I
love
it. A good plug.
But no, we're just spending time with the kids and enjoying their stories and their help. They get in there and do some of the painting for us.
Need a card.
A card? Yeah, I don't know. I have some. I don't know if I remember to bring any with me. I kind of like hurry. Let me see.
He finds me on Facebook Messenger, which is a great way to.
Text me to my mobile, and I'll send you photos.
That's nice.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah,
Photos like
that's okay.
this.
The phone number's not on my card anyway, so, but the email works better for me, actually.
This is that chick that was painting last with us,
Aw.
the rivers.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Alexis.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's anything we can get a photo of here, or if you maybe have photos. I don't know the best way to do this.
You may take anything that I've posted, and
This
then
is
some of it is.
the president of the art club.
Mhm.
He was painting the ocean,
Yeah.
Okay,
so
yeah.
we can
Yeah.
work with the kids.
Yeah.
Make sure they don't become artists when they grow up.
Yeah, okay, so we can maybe look on Facebook, and if you want to send me any photos, the email address is probably the easiest way, but whatever you want to do is fine.
That's fantastic.